The room fell silent. Every eye in the restaurant seemed to focus on her. "Still living at my expense," he said, loud enough for everyone at the table to hear. His words were sharp, deliberate, and humiliating. The laughter of some lingered uncomfortably, but it didn't mask the sting in her chest. Clara felt her face burn. Her fingers gripped the edge of the table. She wanted to disappear, to vanish into the patterned carpet, but something in her gaze refused to retreat. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from." The man across from her, her older cousin Mark, had always carried himself as if he were owed respect. Clara had moved in with him months ago after losing her apartment. It had been temporary. She hadn't expected kindness, but she hadn't expected this public rebuke that cut deeper than anything else. She excused herself from the table, stepping outside into the crisp night air. The hum of passing cars and neon lights contrasted sharply with the turmoil inside her. She wrapped her coat tighter around herself, but it couldn't shield her from the ache in her chest. Thoughts collided in her mind. Am I really taking advantage? Have I failed at everything? She wandered to the small park nearby, her breath visible in the cold, her heart racing. It felt as if everyone in the city knew her shame, and yet amid that storm of humiliation, a spark of determination flickered. Clara returned home later that night and opened her laptop, resolving to prove first to herself that she was not the person Mark believed her to be. She checked her bank account, reviewed unpaid bills, and documented every effort she had made to be independent. She remembered a scholarship list she had applied 2 months ago, long forgotten. Under the weight of her day-to-day survival, the email had gone unnoticed, buried beneath others. Her fingers hesitated over the keyboard. She clicked the link. The page loaded slowly, and then her eyes widened. Her name glowed at the top of the list. She had won. The scholarship was not only a recognition of her talent but a financial independence she had been quietly working toward, a lifeline that no one could take from her. Her chest tightened with disbelief. This list, this small piece of paper on the screen, carried more truth than any shouting ever could. The next evening, Clara returned to Mark's apartment with the printed confirmation. She placed it on the kitchen table as he entered. "Look," she said quietly, "I've been working toward this all along." Mark looked at it, his eyes scanning the document. He didn't speak immediately. The room was heavy with tension. Clara held her breath, expecting defiance, a denial, or even mockery. Instead, he finally nodded, slowly, reluctantly. "I didn't know," he said, almost a whisper. "I shouldn't have." The anger that had clouded her heart began to dissolve, replaced by a sense of quiet pride. Not because he acknowledged her, but because she had acknowledged herself. She had fought her own doubts, her fears, and her sense of worthlessness and emerged intact. In the following days, Clara moved into her own apartment. Each box she carried, each key she turned, was a step away from shame and toward freedom. She realized that her value had never been dependent on Mark's approval or anyone else's. It had been hers all along, waiting to be claimed. The experience left Clara with a simple, unwavering truth: no one else defines your worth. Life's proof often comes quietly, in the timing of an opportunity, a letter, or a list that finally gives voice to all your unseen effort. Her nights were no longer haunted by the sting of humiliation, but filled with the steady rhythm of her own resilience. Each step forward became a testament to the power of persistence, courage, and the quiet determination to stand tall, even when others try to make you small. Your worth is not determined by the noise around you. Even the softest victories can roar louder than the harshest words. If this story inspired you, share where you're watching from and your own experiences in the comments. Subscribe to Cinematic Whispers for more stories that reveal the hidden strength in ordinary lives and remind us that every whisper can change a life.